Hello, YouTube world. My name is Anthony Long. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker channel. You came back. Why would you come back? I'm sure glad you did. What song am I playing today? If I can remember it. That's hard. Crazy Train, Black Sabbath. Anyway. Alice in Chains. God, I love it. Lane Staley is so good. He could wail. Many a time I go, many a time make you listen to some bluegrass. I love the Celtic. Losing my mind. See if I can drive everybody away. What's up, Tommy? Thanks for punishing yourself with some terrible guitar playing. Bo. Hey. Psycho. Stop. I'm sure no one cares for the bluegrass. I love the old Celtic stuff. Sounds so cool. Pearl Jam. Haven't played this in a while. What's up, Debbie? I needed to practice some guitar, so I figured I'd just come on. LT, what up? How's it going, Harry? Nothing else to do. I did a workout this morning and I should go run. Maybe I'll run after this. You missed my crazy train. Maybe you didn't miss anything. Glock. Tim, don't you think that freaking Authentic and Tim would kill it if they do some freaking play-by-play? They're so much better than, I mean, I like entertainer and all, but they're better. And it's a perfect thing because they're already naturally, Authentic is just cool, relaxed with the good voice, just sitting there saying what is. And then you got Tim, that's the color guy, that's talking real high pitched and going on emotion, and it's like perfect. And they could have him do the play-by-play and go, oh, this is, Authentic will say, hey, play-by-play by just saying what's happening. And then Tim gets his 2 cents about it. And then Authentic tells him he's wrong. And they go to the next play. They will kill it. They're going to have 3,000 people in their lives. If Entertainer and Bad Dog gets that many, they should get that many. They got way better production too. I don't even like the NFC East, but I can't help but watch it. It's just too much fun. I mean, that's good. I think they should put all their efforts into that stuff right now. It's too good. Yeah, I just did Stairway to Heaven though. 80s, 90s hip hop review, hip hop retros. Yeah, I agree. They can't do play-by-play though. They will be taken down so fast. Really? I mean, as long as you don't have the sound on, I didn't know that they would take them down. All those other guys do it. There's one guy that does it and he makes a lot of money, and I think his name's Troxel, and he mutes it every time they go to commercial or the music for like CBS or Fox comes on. I think he's just delayed enough and he's listening to it so he knows when to pause it. And he pauses it, and he has the actual announcers announcing it for him, which I think is crazy. I wouldn't want to. That'd be hard to mess with. And most of the time he's talking over the announcers anyway, so I don't know why he has announcers on. Yeah. Yeah, I just did Blackbird. See. the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. Mountains crumble to the sea, baby. There would still be you and me. Little Led Zeppelin for you, since I already did Jethro Tull. No, I don't do any Jethro Tull. Gotta have the flute too. Yeah, that's for sure. West Side. He's gonna have a great auction tonight. Him and Justin, Picker's Warehouse. Two of the few people I really like buying from. That was a good auction last night too. Julie's Heart, you, and JJ. That was a good trifecta. You ought to do that. You guys need to do that again. It's a good combination with y'all. West Side's pulling out the jokes. I think it was weird listening to West Side when he wasn't on the actual screen. Gary, throw up your link if you want, for sure. West Side. It's Saturday night. Well, thanks, Lisa. Styx? No, I don't know any Styx. Wasn't a huge Styx fan. They're good, though. I mean, just hard to sing and stuff. Such high-pitched. That's the truth. Yeah, they were selling silver last night. It was a pretty good auction. Silver's hot. Man, I've got so much silver. I'm guitared out. You guys appreciate this. I had someone offer me $50 on $65 Wii. It's gone down, and so I didn't know how much it was really worth. I comped it a little bit, but it was the black one, so I figured it would go higher. Someone sent me an offer of $50. I'm like, take it, get this crap out of here. And they sent me a message right away. I'm like, oh crap, it's always the same thing. Hey, yeah, I never had this one before, though. I haven't got my Social Security check yet, not till the 3rd. Is that okay if we could wait till the 3rd? I'm like, God. It's right at 5 days, too, so they can do it. I'm like, well, if it's in the allotted time by eBay standards, that's all I can really do. I can't do anything about it. It's just so annoying. I shouldn't have accepted that offer. That's one thing I hate about accepting offers. I fell asleep, though. I got to bed early. 24 dollars. Whoo. Man, when you guys throw up those old ones, 1890s, and they look like they haven't been circulated, that's what people should be buying. The ones that are graded. No, dang it. I'm going to go back and watch it. Cat D, huh? Killing yourself. I'll look it up. I know quite a bit of stuff. It's hard to remember them all. That's the real problem. It's just trying to remember where you go on everything. Patrick Murphy, how's it going? Appreciate you dropping by. Hey, how's it going, Tracy? Yeah, it's kind of what I want to do. It's just freaking annoying. 5 days. I'm like, what? I probably could have got 60 if I would have just waited. Of course, Cat D. Yeah, she. The one auction I did because I was asked was Derek's channel, and because they had sports cards, and I think Cat D bought all the stuff. Good thing she was buying. Otherwise, I would have been selling stuff for next to nothing. I had some good cards too. I sold a big Michael Jordan lot to her. I threw in some extra stuff because she's cool. I missed freaking Harry's live the other night, the October one. I guess it was a Halloween one. It was on a like what was it, Wednesday or Thursday or something. It was a weird night that I'm not used to him on, and I didn't get a notification. I even set a reminder, so I thought for sure it would come through. I freaking hate that. And so it just ended, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, freaking Harry was dressed up the whole time. Oh my god, that must have been uncomfortable. It was. I don't know. I was pissed I missed it. What do you got? What are you selling tonight, Gary? Your normal silver, some jewelry, Pokemon, a few random baseball cards. Yeah, I'm just used to Harry going live on Fridays and Saturdays, and the occasional Sunday. I know he likes to do Fridays and Saturdays so he can have a drink or two. I've been watching my boring reseller live. I think is the name. He's good. I like his stuff. He's from St. Louis, Missouri, so that's pretty neat. Um, he's the old school. He's been selling on eBay for a long time. You can tell. And he showed his inventory stuff today. And he's one of the few people he sells like tons of $5, $6 items. He's selling like cassettes and media, a lot of that stuff you just can't sell for much more than $5. That's why I usually lot them together, but he does that too. But he's pretty good. And he's pretty funny. Once a year, yeah. Hey, Paul, how's it going, brother? Yeah, that's where I found him from you guys. I appreciate that. He's pretty funny. Um, we have 30,000 listings or something. And that's another thing I'm going to start doing. I have so much media. I'm going to start selling on Discogs because you can get it's more narrowed down because everybody there is getting media. And so you get a little bit more money than you do on eBay on some of that stuff. And eBay's been so screwy. I kind of want to make sure I have another place to start selling stuff just in case, I've got a lot of listings up, and if all of a sudden all my pictures are gone or something, or that freaking recommended specific items or specifics comes up again where I'm freaking puts me out of the loop or something, that drives me nuts. Like on all my sports cards, I had to go in and put used and then have to put graded yes or no. I'm like, so freaking annoying. Like I have 2 graded cards, I think, in all my like 1,500 listings of baseball cards. Like, freaking stupid. I've got quite a few listings up now. I'm going to start putting up more of like clothes and things like that, stuff that can actually be used at Christmas. Stuff that people buy for Christmas presents instead of collectibles. I just put up that Tinker Toy, 1970s Tinker Toys, and it's already got quite a few watchers and It's brand new. Everything in it's like, I don't think it's been touched, because if you would have taken it out, it'd have been hard to get it back in like they put it. So I like selling stuff like that, but the sell-through rate's just not very fast on stuff like that. Almost people don't even know it's out there, kind of deal, when it comes to some collectibles. I bulk edit some of it, but yeah, it's just freaking annoying, like, you never know, like, you go from having to I don't know, I just need to try other things. I promote everything, and it'd be nice not having to promote everything, because it's good to have a lot of people watching, but then you're selling against a bunch of people, so you kind of have to promote on some things. But I don't know, I think promotions work quite a bit, because they've worked on me whenever I'm looking for stuff. Promotions work on me. I'm looking at something that shows me like 5 other listings right below it, that are similar items, and like, oh crap, that's even cheaper. So I don't know. I just need to try other things. Discog's an easy, quick, easy one to do. And hey, what's up, David? All the way from Britain, Great Britain. You're not in Ireland, are you? I can't remember now. How's the weather there this time of year? Is it getting really cold and gloomy, kind of like it is here? This has been the first sunny day we've had in 4 days, probably. Can't freaking mow. It's so damn cold and wet. Looks like I'll be mowing tomorrow, though. It's one thing about running your own business. It always sounds like a great idea until you have to do it. And then you realize, like, oh, crap. Run your own business. I mean, there's a lot to say about, it sucks to get stuck in the same job and the same hours, doing the same thing over and over again. There's a lot to say about not having to think about that stuff, and you just walk in and you're making money. When you have your own business, like most of you all know, you're creating your own work, and then you have to work and then get paid on it. It's like, and then you're taking care of things after work. So it's like a nonstop battle. If I would have known what I know, I probably wouldn't have done it, just because I didn't realize how much work it was. Although I'm glad I still did it. But it was a lot easier to bartend, just go in. Everything was set up, ready to go, and just start making money. That was nice. Real nice. Cash tips. I had so many regulars. I miss my regulars. Ireland. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, the weather's nuts there. Missouri's crazy. It's weird talking, like, I heard some of these storage auction guys from California. They're talking about, I think it was Justin from Picker's Warehouse, and they were talking about thunder and storms and stuff. And like, I realized they hardly ever have storms, and so it's like a big deal to them. And I'm like, man, we have storms like once a week. I'm so used to thunderstorms here. It's like, it happens so much. It's kind of crazy, especially fall and spring. It's just weird, like other parts of the states, how much different they are. Hey, Sandy, thanks for swinging on by. Yeah, if you can watch Westside Gary's auction night, it's always fun. They're just fun to hang out with anyway. Something to do while I'm listing. I'm not in the buying mode right now, but but I still go and watch them. Nothing else to do. Watch a little. I'll follow the play-by-play on baseball, but I don't care about the Braves or Astros, so I don't really. I usually get all into the World Series, no matter who it is, but I kind of don't like either team. So Braves, I guess, because Houston freaking got caught cheating tonight. Damn cheaters. Even though everybody's cheating somehow, they just don't always get caught. Seems like in sports, at least. Yeah, I should be listing right now, but I didn't want to. It was either listing or go run, and so I'm putting it off. Figured I'd do some guitar work so I could do a little bit of practicing. Probably should buy some candy in case people come by tomorrow. I should just turn my light off and yell at them, "Go away, you kids." There was a party last night here in the apartment complex, and there was a bunch of kids getting out in their outfits. I'm like, I remember being in my 20s. It was slutty nurses, slutty witches, slutty doctors, and slutty sluts was the main outfits for most girls in their 20s. And it seems like it still hasn't really changed. The beer parties, at least. Maybe I was just hanging around the right people. TNT, is that where the baseball's on? I can't listen to sports announcers anymore. They're all so freaking terrible. I'd rather watch YouTube announcers. Yes, seriously. Slutty sluts. It was just a good reason to dress up like a floozy, which didn't bother me. Hey. Oh, Tommy and Tracy. Okay. Yeah, I have it set. I always set a reminder because half the time I never see it, and you get adults. Weird. Really? They didn't do a very good job of it. Deep tissue vibrating guns against the handrail. Sending signals. Interesting. My buddy's brother was the one that, like, I think was an architect or helped build the Rocky Stadium. I mean, there's always cheating. They're always stealing signs at second base from the catcher, relaying it. It's pretty easy to do. You look left, it's a fastball. You know what I mean? You scratch your head, it's a curveball. I mean, they've been doing stuff like that for a long time, but the Astros were doing it for every play from home using the camera, and they were beating on a drum. If one hit was a curveball, 2 hits was a changeup or a splitter, and if they didn't hit it, it was going to be a fastball. When you have, when you know that, that's pretty unfair advantage. But there's probably other people doing the same similar things. It's so weird. You get adults coming by. That's funny. Where do you live? Good point. I forgot the slutty maid. Hey, Myra. You just do shots together. That's funny. Yeah. I miss being in my 20s. That was a lot of fun. A lot of Dave Matthews concerts. Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I'm here in Missouri. I couldn't believe like what we traded to get Nolan Arenado. Like, really? You take two guys that probably won't even make it a couple of years in the majors for Nolan Arenado? Okay, I felt bad for you guys on that one. But his contract was set up where he was just going to leave anyway, so he would have screwed Colorado probably. So I think they kind of had to. They were put in a bad position, but man, they tried to make some moves like a couple of years ago. They bought like Wade Davis and they tried to do something, but man, the pitching, it's so hard to pitch out there because if I remember right, it's because there's less resistance. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could tell me. There's less resistance on the ball. So curveballs and splitters and changeups don't break as much. And that's what makes it easier to hit there. It's not really that the ball flies further because guys are hitting at 500, feet. But it's more about it's hard to get your balls to move how you want them to. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea. I hate squirrels. They're rats that can climb, and they will tear you up if you ever try to get a hold of them. Like I don't. I mean, they're evil little some. I used to try to kill every one of them saw out in the country. Yeah, that was another part of it. Is you still had to pay some of the salary to get like one of the best third basemen I've ever seen. His defense is better than Scott Rowland's, which is crazy. You know, Dire of a Flipper. Hey, how's it going? Straight from Australia, I believe. Or I don't even know. You might be from Great Britain. I was thinking Australia. Yeah, good point. They should still be able to win because it's on an even playing field. I remember when the Cardinals got Darryl Kyle and he performed awesome right after he left Colorado. Yeah, Nolan Arenado's defense is insane, and he gets 30 home runs, 100 RBIs every year, which is hard to come by. And we gave him Montero, who strikes out all the time, but might hit 30 home runs someday, maybe. And his defense isn't that good. And some lefty that couldn't make the freaking starting five for us. I'm sure. And they're not going to sign Trevor Story. So they're basically just starting over from scratch. I feel bad. I feel bad for Colorado fans. I'm a Royals fan, so I feel the same way. The last owner was that David Glass, who was CEO of Walmart for years. He was a freaking billionaire and he never spent any money. It was really hard to watch. Like, why do you guys own these teams if you don't spend any money? You know you'll make more money if you buy players. Like, you can charge more for your dang seats even, but they never do. And we'll see. They got new ownership and he's really rich too. So we have to be, but he says he's going to spend some money whenever we have some talent, which Royals have some good talent coming up. They have the Bobby Witt Jr., Prado, and MJ Melendez are all three really great players coming up this year. Drinking my coffee. Coffee replaced alcohol for me. Yeah, I was surprised they didn't trade him. Especially there were some teams that could have used him pretty. I'm surprised like the A's didn't, I think the team to beat for the next few years is going to be Toronto. They're freaking good. Blue Jays are really good. They got a lot of young talent on the offensive side. They just need to buy some pitching. True, but they also suck really bad once they get to the end of the year and to the playoffs because they're too reliant on home runs. When they lost Jeter and Mariano, it really hasn't been the same since. But they still are relevant, and they're still because they spend that much money, they still pack the seats, which they need to change up. They need to change what they're doing. They can't keep buying Stantons and Judges and guys that just. But they paid a lot of money for LeMahieu, thinking he was going to get on base, but he hasn't really. He didn't pan out. People get that contract, and I don't think it's like. I think people press harder whenever they get their contract. I think that's a lot of the problem. Like the Pujols and those guys out there that then they feel they want that team to feel like they're worth the money they did, and they end up playing worse because now they expect more out of themselves. When you expect too much, you never really perform. Dodgers and Yankees are your two least favorite teams. Yeah, I can't disagree. Mainly because they get there all the time. I like the Yankees back when I was a kid because they weren't that good, and I knew about the Yankees' history. So I kind of when I was in high school, I liked them because it was like Don Mattingly, and they never had anybody. They weren't very good back then in the '80s, until they got Jeter. Jeter changed it all for them. Mariano Rivera, God, I mean, uh, you know, his stats are going to be hard to ever beat, especially his postseason stats. It's ridiculous. I got an autograph. I got his autograph. I actually got that from Lonnie. I was watching Lonnie's channel. It was last winter, and he had bought a bunch of sports cards, and he had boxes of sports cards. So I was buying up his sports cards in boxes because he had it free shipping, and they were like $20 to $30, and I'm selling them, 36 packs for $3 a piece. So I'm tripling my money every time. Putting them in my booth, it was perfect. And one day I saw he had a Mariano Rivera autograph with Joe Torre's too, and it's a 3 foot tall picture of the World Series too. Right after they won, one year. I can't remember what year it was. Anyway, the autograph's awesome. It's got the COA, the hologram, and it's definitely. And I got it for like $200. I sent him an offer and said like $200, and he's like, sure. So that's one of my favorites. I have a Jerry Rice, Joe Montana autograph on one picture. I got that for $40 in a silent auction one time. I have a Shaquille O'Neal autograph that's pretty cool. Juan Soto, I kept because that's one thing. When you invest in sports cards, you got to look at how old they are. Juan Soto started playing when he was 19. He's 22 and he's got almost 100 home runs, and he's just going to get better. That guy is awesome. And so I bought a 1 of 25 autograph of him, National Treasures, for like $100. And when he wasn't playing very good, and it's just like stock. You got to buy it whenever they're not doing very good. The ones are going to pick back up again, and he did. He might even get the MVP this year because he just played so good. Yeah. Yeah, and then when they go get pitchers, starting pitchers, they don't really perform like they had before. Garrett Cole did okay, but not Adam Wainwright's numbers were better than Garrett Cole's this year. Adam Wainwright's 41. So, I mean, their problem is they don't develop any young talent, the Yankees, and they're just always buying. I mean, when do you hear of anybody coming up since Jeter and Mariano? I mean, honestly, Brett Gardner is from there, that came through their system, but everybody else is bought. But they have Jason Dominguez. Jason Dominguez, that guy is going to be like Wander Franco. He's going to be awesome. And so they have, in probably 2 years, he'll be coming up. And I've got a few of his rookie cards that I've saved back and just going to wait till he comes up. I have a couple graded that are PSA 9s, Bowman Chrome rookies. But he is amazing. He's out of the Dominican, I believe. They bought him up at like 17, so he's only like 19 right now. Oh, yeah, you saw that? Yeah. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by. I'm talking baseball, so I'm sure a lot of people are leaving. But honestly, I've thought about starting a baseball channel, but most people just don't care enough. But I've liked it since I was a kid. I was really good at baseball, and that stuff that you like, that you're passionate about, you got to stick with it somehow, some way. I was talking to my dad. My dad was my nephew is 13, and I guess he got asked by the teacher for choir to basically be like a honors student with singing, basically just to give him extra teaching so he can get to a certain class, because he sings good enough that they kind of want to train him a little bit. And he's thinking about, he doesn't know, when you're a boy, singing and stuff like that, playing the piano, you're actually thinking about how everybody's going to see you, the other guys and this and that. And that's what I've said to my dad. I'm like, most people don't follow their dreams because they're actually worried what other people are going to think of them. If they fail, what are they going to say? People are no one should worry about what other people think, because most people are so narcissistic. They're not thinking about you anyway. They don't care. So just go do what you want to do. That's what I've always done. That's why I play mandolin, guitar. And, when I first started playing mandolin, everybody's like, what is that? What are you playing? Like laughing about it. People in my family. And I'm like, it's the mandolin. I don't know what to tell you. They're trying to like dig on me. I'm like, why do you, what's it matter? I play guitar already. It's not like it's just weird how people are. They really, the only reason they care is because they don't want to do their own thing. So it's easier to shit on someone. So then you don't have to do anything, and you're hoping they quit. That's why I think it's hilarious. That's why I say, give me the thumbs down in my videos, because I know what those thumbs down people are. The people that want to make videos, but they don't have the balls. And so they give me a thumbs down because they want me to stop doing it, because they can't start. It's pretty simple. I know who you are. You know what I mean? And so, what's funny is, ever since I started putting thumbs down, now I'm the only one that puts it. The people that used to put thumbs down, they don't put it anymore. I took that away from them. And it doesn't bother me. It's kind of funny how that worked. I hope they keep putting them. I guess I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I love it because I love the Celtic, the old Irish jigs and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. And it's weird because now I've been playing so long. If my teacher gives me a Celtic one, I just rip it out. I just hear it better, And if I get a swing one or a jazz one, it takes me a little bit longer, even though they might be easier. But that's what I found about guitar and mandolin and music itself. It's not really about playing. It's more about hearing it right. If you can't hear it right, it's a lot harder to play. You know, for me, I'll have to. It's best for me to listen to my teacher play it a few times, listen to it a few times before I even start playing it, because you'll play it wrong and get in bad habits before you hear it correctly, if that makes any sense. Oh, that's good. But you know what I mean. You know the kind of people that it's weird, because why would you even go to my channel if you want to give it a thumbs down? Because I remember whenever I got some couple months ago, I remember thinking, there's nothing about this video that could possibly be thumbs down. And if you have a problem, say something, and I'll maybe even agree with you. You know what I mean? I make fun of myself. I don't care. I I don't have that much pride, honestly. I just uh, I like to be told I'm wrong. It makes me better, and then I can change things up and see it from a different angle. You I guess maybe from all the bartending, and you couldn't ever be right. You were just always like, "Oh yes, master sir." Just eat your words all the time. What up, Kent? How's it going, bro? Why aren't you listening? It's fourth quarter, bro. Um, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I decided not. I put 5 listings up this morning. That's enough. It's 1/10 of what Chris Daily Refinement puts up. I don't know how those guys put up 200. They must be. I know they have someone taking pictures and stuff for them, but good God, I don't know how they put up so many so fast. With researching it and everything. I mean, I guess it's kind of me. I guess I don't really have to research my ball cards because I already know the market. So, how's New Orleans? This is when I wish I lived in Tech. My buddy wants to move to Texas. I'm thinking about it because anymore, like the cold weather, I'm like, I don't really want it anymore. I like snow, but I can always go to Colorado and ski. I don't need to live in it. Yeah, I usually do too, but give me a thumbs down whenever it's a bad video. I want to know. Yeah, it's just haters. I know it's just like I said, it's just people that want to do YouTube. They're only watching because they want to do YouTube, but they never do it, and so it's easier to shit on people than to actually start doing it yourself. Because then you might, because they're the kind of people that criticize other people, so they're worried about someone criticizing them. They don't want to, you know, F it. I just sad people. They're not doing anything in life. They're just so comfortable sitting at home doing nothing, eating Cheetos. That's always my standby, eating Cheetos. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, that's true. I forgot all about that. And my hometown got a big tornado the other day. Small little town, 250 people where I was born, though. Big surprise, country hick. And and actually, this is the first time I've ever seen it. I don't watch a lot of like tornado videos or whatever, but they were storm chasing and it turned on them like idiots. What are you doing out there? And the tornado hit them and they're still videoing it. And I've never seen anything. I've been close to tornadoes down here, but not, half a mile, not like that close. It hit them and they're videoing it and just boards are going straight across like 50 mile an hour at least. No wonder I've seen them go into like they would show like pieces of board going into wood posts, and I'm surprised they're still alive. It was intense. Uh, Shut up. You got up to 59 today. It's the best day we've had in a while. 50 freaking 9. Eating bonbons. Yeah, my buddy wants to move to Dallas. his brother's down there. His brother's got a huge business, t-shirt business, makes a bunch of money. I've thought about it. I kind of want to, but I mean, leaving family behind. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. There was one point I was going to move to Maryland, and my dad gave me a big guilt trip. You're going to leave your family? I'm like, well, I got to think about me, and talked me out of it. 2000, I think it was 2008. I was going to move to Odenton, close to. I love Annapolis. I love the East Coast. I never thought I would. I would always say, I'm like, why would I want to go to New York or anything? Stupid. Get out there. I'm like, oh, okay. The food was awesome. The beer was awesome. The wine was amazing. I'd love to go back to Blenheim. I haven't drank in 3 years, but if we went back to Blenheim, I would drink a little wine. Dave Matthews wine bar or winery. Yeah, it's 59 right here. No, it wouldn't have solved the colder, that's for sure. But that was 2008. I just wanted to do something different. I'd been bartending for a while, like 4 years that time. And that was the one thing that it's the craziest thing about. In 2007, I traveled to Europe, went to Germany, Netherlands, Amsterdam, and went up and down the East Coast with my uncle. And I'd been bartending for like, 4 years at that point. So I was pretty good. And I never saw any bartenders that were as good as me at like moving and talking to people and getting stuff done. And it made me realize like, oh, I'm really freaking good at this. It actually did. When you get out there and see other people, there was only a few that were better than me. And that was Annapolis. There was a few in those Irish pubs that they'd been there. You could tell they'd been 20-year bartenders, seasoned veterans. But other than that, going to other countries, they weren't that good. And so it made me think like, man, I should move out to the East Coast and start bartending. I can make more money, But yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't know if it would, may have been the worst thing I could have ever done too. I need to sell that freaking thing. It's a light that goes above a pool table. And Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s got Budweiser all over it, so it should sell fairly good. Bought it for $20 back in the day. Yeah, Irish pubs are the best places to go on the East Coast when I've been out there, like for a decent, unless you're going real fine dining. No, never act like Tom Cruise. He's a douche. Alabama Slammer. I did like that movie back in the day, though. Just because I liked Elizabeth Shue. She's hot. Bartending was fun. I mean, because I was good at talking to people and I was good at getting people to talk. I think that was one of the main things. Because there's a lot of people that don't. And that's how I got a lot of regulars. I had so many regulars just sitting around my bar that it kept all the terrible people from coming up to the bar and tipping me $1. I always thought it was funny when you're making like 200 to 250 every shift, working 5 to 7 hours, and people will come up and act like I was worried about their $5 tip they weren't going to give me. I'm like, I don't care about your tip. They acted like they thought that I was like gonna bow to them. It was hilarious, especially at the end of my career. Whenever I was lawn mowing for like a year and a half before I quit, so I didn't need the job. I was just kept working. People would try to bully me and stuff. I'm like, you have no idea. I don't need this job. I'll walk out right now. Don't F with me today. And you could tell by the way they were like, oh. They're not. This isn't McDonald's. I miss those days. I didn't drink much back then either, but after I went to Germany, got me drinking wine because all the, you know, there's just the wine was so good in Europe. Then it got me drinking wine because I found out what wine I actually liked. That's when I started drinking. Oh well. It's funny. I do something for a while, then I just quit, just to see if I can. I hate getting addicted to anything. Coffee is about the only thing. I think I took 2.5 months off of coffee at one point, but I was drinking tea, so I mean, it wasn't like it was that much different. The tea I had didn't have caffeine in it, but it's still like hot drink. Well, I've been on long enough, annoying everybody. Make sure you go watch Tommy and Tracy and Westside Gary tonight. I saw they're both live. Picker's Warehouse is on with Westside Gary tonight, and he always has comic. If you like comics, go Kyle. I think Kyle buys them, but Justin always has a bunch of comics, 50 comics. They usually go for less than $50. And they both usually bring out some silver. And Justin I don't know, these guys just have like garage full of all kinds of crap. The dogs are waiting for me to go run them. They're annoyed at me right now. I worked out today for the first time in a long time. Oh my God. I'm so sore. I mean, it's bad. You take that much time off. I do pull-ups, but not the same. I did shoulders. I can't even lift my arms because I did so many shoulders. I just do like these, back, and forward. Oh. Play some guitar, huh? Living. Let's do a live running. Yeah. Okay, maybe another song or two. Cora, just wait. This is in the same tune as Wonderwall. I forgot how it goes. It's been too long since I played that one. That's hard. She was such a good singer. House and chains. That was for Kent, by the way. Oh, I wish. Bo. It's one of my favorite songs ever. I love Seasons. I should look it up. I should look that one up. I'm going to write it down now. I always forget all songs I want to learn. There's so many. You know, Cornell doesn't get a lot of credit for being a guitarist. He's great. It shows when he plays on oh God, what's her name? Nothing Compares to You. When he plays that one with that three piece with that bass and one guy playing the solo on the acoustic, man, his voice sounds so good on that mic. It's just so warm. It's one of the best YouTube videos. Ling Ling. They're going pretty good. Selling about pretty normal. Dang. Chat went flying. Oh yeah, they were going good. Can't complain. Yeah, Seasons is just so awesome. Yep, that was Crash. The infamy for life. Uh, it's funny, is I don't really like Crash Into Me, but the guitar work is so good. Uh, I don't know how he comes up with this crap. Yeah, yeah, he kills it. Yeah, the single soundtrack is, I don't know of any other soundtracks that are that good. I mean, it's just so good. There's 2 songs by Chris Cornell. There's one Soundgarden and one by him, I think. Um, Pearl Jam, I think there's 2. I mean, even the cheesy songs are pretty good on it. It's just a great one. A lot of the songs I like are out of tune, well, into different tuning. So I need to almost get another guitar just for. I wish I had like 3 or 4 guitars just tuned up, ready to go. It's too hard to tune it up in the doing this. Like Rain Song. Oh my god, I love that song. It sounds so good on the guitar too. But it's such a weird tuning. Weird, really weird tuning. I understand why they said that he sold his soul to the devil. It's so amazing sometimes. Where these guys come up with this crap? It's crazy. Cashmere is awesome too, but it's in a weird tuning, and you have to play it on electric. Yeah, Seasons. I'll have to do that one. I don't think it's real hard, but that's the only thing that there's some songs that I want to learn. You go to learn them, and they're not that unique. It's the voice that's so good. So if you played the guitar work, you won't even really recognize it because the part. Good Lord. He got in a fight with that dog, and now every time he sees that dog, freaks out. Good God. Tuck and Potty's version of Time After Time. No, but I do like that song. It's like the only song I like of hers. Um, if you guys ought to watch Professor of Rock, he did a thing on Time After Time, and it was like a fill-in song at the end. Like they needed a song. That happens a lot where they're like, "We need a song to fill out the album. Can you put one out?" And it ends up being their best song. Um, it's a cool song. I like it. Yeah, "Burden in My Hand" is a different tune. Yeah, I believe that. That's like all Tool songs are in drop D. That's why they sound so different. That deep, that dark sound. It's because of the drop D. Um, but yeah, it's. I don't know. I wish I had. I wish I had 25 guitars. All of them sound different. I wish I had about 3 mandolins. That's a great song. I'll never forget the first time I heard Black Hole Sun. I'm like, whoa, that is creepy weird. uh, and then you see that video, you're like, whoa, that's a weird video. Yeah, Soundgarden doesn't get a lot of credit for how good they were. There's always talk about Chris Cornell's voice, but they had some killer tunes. Well, the alternative grunge years were awesome to me. Everybody else thinks that my dad, it killed rock and roll. No, it didn't. At the time, MC Hammer was popular. Freaking, R. Kelly and just dumb crap. CNC Music Factory. Believe me, there was room for rock, some new rock. Nickelback for life. I have 2 Nickelbacks right here that I'm gonna list because they're so. I know someone will buy 2 CDs for $5. Get them out of here. I honestly don't hate Nickelback. I mean, some of the songs aren't. I mean, people give them so much crap, but it's still music, and I think their lyrics drive it because they're obviously not very good musicians. The singer sings good enough, but for me, it's like that one song, their most popular song. It's like you can put yourself in the position of what he's talking about, going back to high school and seeing your old high school and stuff like that. I think that's what people connect with sometimes. Even like what's that? Creed. They're like the Jesus band that no one knew that they were singing about Jesus, and he just stole Eddie. He tried to steal Eddie Vedder's voice, and that's why I think it didn't sound right when he's like making a voice that's not really his. That's what it's like. You kind of know. You need to get some lessons on that. Take some lessons off YouTube. Let's see. Best guitar music tunes I hear. Stairway to Heaven, AC/DC's, Pink Floyd. Yeah, AC/DC's. Yeah, they're all really good. Stairway to Heaven. It depends on what you're trying to listen to, like the melody or like the solos at the end, or Pink Floyd. Gilmore could do so much with one freaking note. That's what was so amazing to me. And he would just bend it. Like when you learn in his, it'll be bend 1 or bend 1.5 or bend 2, bend 2.5. Like it's not just like bending the string. You have to know how much to bend it. That's how crazy it is trying to learn David Gilmour. And then you got, AC/DC, who's just playing power chords real loud and finger picking like a classical in a weird way, really fast. And then Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin, they stole that song, but they have so many great songs. You can't really say much about it. Everybody stole songs back then, but that one was a straight heist. It was pretty bad, actually. That intro was not theirs. It was, and it wouldn't have been. You could probably contest it if it wouldn't have been the opening band for Led Zeppelin for years. That was the problem. They didn't even hide it. They're just like, oh, sounded good. We're going to take it. Temple of Dog was great. Yeah, Audioslave was awesome. Yeah, she was such a great singer. Same. Why does everyone dog on Nickelback? Because they did it in a couple movies, and there wasn't much else popular at the time. So I think that's why they got so much credit at the time, got so much play, because there just wasn't a lot going on in that genre. But I mean, like I said, it's not like I'm a Nickelback fan, but it's surprising they get that much hate. If that many people like them, I mean, that's one thing I've learned a long time ago. Like the best music, like I couldn't hear Rush for a long time I didn't really like it. It's because I didn't have a good ear for music. Then when my ear got better for music, I'm like, oh, Rush, holy crap. They were just so good combined. You almost couldn't hear you couldn't single out one instrument because they were they were like a orchestra of a three piece, which is just nuts to think about. And so I think there's just a lot of people that don't have a very good ear for music. So there's got to be some people that play for them too. You know what I mean? And I think that's where Nickelback and Creed come in. But I mean, there's worse music that's popular. Yeah, it's mainly because their songs are mostly the same and they never branch out or anything. And that's what Paul McCartney always says about the Stones is they just play blues rock over and over again, the same thing. They never change anything, which he probably knows more about that. But thanks, Harry. Appreciate it. Should have had you come in. Yeah, those guys were so amazing. And what's crazy is the guitarist doesn't get a lot of credit, but he was freaking phenomenal. I've been practicing freaking that song for 3 months, and I'm just now getting it somewhat close. That's a good point. But that is true. It's just most of the songs were all the same. You couldn't really tell the difference. It was like one extended song over and over again. Yeah, I agree there, and that's why Dave Matthews he didn't want to do the same stuff. Um, they could have went with Before These Crowded Streets and just did that same style of music forever, and we would have all loved it. But they're not going to love playing it, and that's what I think people forget is like these guys have to play these same songs over and over again. They get a real quick hit of that after the first 5 years, and they realize they got to play what they like eventually. This is tough. Ding, 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 ding. He was such a good guitarist, and of course Neil Peart. I mean, you don't have to. You don't even have to know anything about the drums, and you're just like, whoa. Yeah, I mean that's what people don't realize. A three piece is so hard to do like that. Not having because that means he's and like for Dave, that's what Dave did for so many years. He was the rhythm and the soloist on the guitar, and that's really hard to do. Rush was kind of the first Dave Matthews Band kind of follow, like because they had a better following than just about anybody other than Grateful Dead, and even then, you could probably say that they were better. They had more following until later on. But yeah, Rush was from Canada, and that's the reason why they're from Canada, and they wouldn't get a lot of play down here, and so they had to just tour all the time. That because I've watched a lot of documentaries on Rush, and their lead singer Geddy. Is that right, Geddy? He's a huge baseball fan. He has so much baseball memorabilia. He passed, didn't he? Did he pass away? Or is it Neil Peart passed away? But Getty has so much, I mean, some of the coolest memorabilia I've ever seen when it comes to baseball stuff. And he's been collecting it since he started making money. It's like, it was just the thing he loved the most. And it's funny because, like, you know, I get that. Neil passed. Yeah. He was fighting that cancer for a while. But yeah, they're just awesome. And I mean, they had some kind of janky albums in the 80s that weren't very good, but in general, man, they had some wonderful songs. And I need to listen to more of their songs because just, you know, there's the best ones are never put on there. It's kind of like Pearl Jam Black. You know, most people don't realize. You know, I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan still. And it's one of those bands I need to see. I waited too long. Now they're like freaking $200 a ticket. And a lot of times they don't tour in America very often anymore. They rather tour in the other countries because other countries are better audiences. But Pearl Jam Black, their first album 10, he made a deal with the record company. I'm pretty sure he asked them to not put Black out as a single because it was like, I don't know if he'd gotten divorced or it was an ex-girlfriend, but it was like about her and he didn't want it to be a single. And they were like, okay, we won't make it a single, which, you know, when I was in high school, we were all like, Black's our favorite song on that album. I mean, we liked all the songs, but Black is like, dude, when you get drunk and you listen to Black, it's singing, and then, and so I'm watching the special about him, and he was talking about that, and he said that he got really mad. Because he's a big surfer. He's from San Diego, Eddie Vedder, who's a really great guitarist that people don't know about too because he doesn't need to. But he was surfing one day, and he was out waiting for some waves, and they weren't coming that day, and so he's just sitting there. And he said over the hill, someone was coming toward the beach, and he overheard people singing, and they were singing Black, and they've been touring for a while at that point. It was still in their first album, of course. And he said he got so mad when he heard these people singing Black. And he jumped off of his board and went in and went to yell at the record producers, the record label, I think is what it was. And he was like, I can't believe you released Black. I told you not to do it. And they go, we didn't. And then that's when he realized that they had just gotten that popular that people were listening to all their songs on their album, and they liked Black as much as he did. And it's just kind of funny that, like, I've always wondered like why they'd never released Black, because I'm like, it's the best song on that whole album, and they never released it. And they released like 7 songs off that freaking thing. And now I know why. He didn't want him to, because it was so personal to him. And all you have to do is watch the unplugged version of Black. Holy crap. I mean, you can tell he's like hurting when he sings it. And I think that's the big difference. You don't have to be a good singer as long as you can see the emotion when they do it. You know, I think that's the big thing. I mean, that's why people freaking like Bruce Springsteen. I can't stand Bruce Springsteen, but he sings with passion, and he sings like he doesn't care what anybody thinks about his singing. And that shines through, even though he's terrible at singing. I think there's one song I liked of his. I think it was his first one that was popular. Other than that, I don't like any of his stuff. Best Canadian band ever? Absolutely. They were singing Black like rap music. I don't know if he may have said that. I'm not sure. Black rap music. Can't. Son of a bitch. But I thought that was a good story. I love like y'all had to watch The Rock Professor. It's good, and he just has a bunch of those good stories. Like the one about Yes was a really good one. Like their most popular song. it was funny how that came around. And it's always like the same story with the songs. And like one about Aerosmith, they were pretty much dead in the water, and they came out with Walk This Way, and it didn't do very good. And then when they did it with Run DMC, ACDC, Run DMC, it went so popular, and just the right time, and it brought them all back for Pump, and Pump got so big after that. And it's just, I love hearing the background of like how they did it and why they did it. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen's awful. I remember thinking John Cougar Mellencamp was way better, and he could actually sing, and he had the same kind of genre, same kind of sound. Yeah, I don't know. Bruce's isn't my thing. I mean, and plus he, like Harry says, he does a bunch of political stuff. I don't even care if his politics, if I even like his politics. I still don't want to hear about politics from people that are playing music. I had a buddy that was Love 311. And my buddy's a great guitarist. His name is Jimmy James. Great name. Stole that from Jimi Hendrix. But so he's seen 311 live so many times. He's such a huge fan. He could play all their songs. And 311 is actually a pretty good band. Very unique. But so he got a VIP tickets one time. He wanted to go see him so bad and talk to him and hang out with him. And he said he got backstage and all they wanted to do was talk about politics. He's just like, what? And he stopped. I don't even know if he played. He doesn't even mess with playing him anymore. He got so pissed about them talking about politics because he really didn't even know anything about politics, let alone want to talk about it. And I don't know, if you just get enough money, you just don't know what else to do but talk about politics. I don't know what the hell the deal is on that one. I think both sides are stupid. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's like one of my friends that lives out in Virginia. She used to bartend, and she worked at, was it Kensington? It's like a freaking high scale place. I remember I went there for a brunch, and everybody's wearing like the Kentucky Derby hats. Like, Jesus, like you must have to have an Audi to freaking park in the parking lot. And she said that they had a party with a bunch of senators and congressmen. One time they had to all fill out non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. And she goes, yeah, they were all partying together, hanging out together, and everything you think they would do, they were doing. And they were doing it together. And they don't hate each other. They want you to think that. So it keeps them in office. And that's as far as I'm getting about politics. I know you're talking about Bruce. Really? Yeah, I went to eat brunch there, and I remember I felt like out of place. I'm like in jeans and a t-shirt, like everybody's wearing like suits and like gold Rolexes. I'm like, am I gonna get shot? I don't even know where we're at. Virginia? I think we're down about Charlottesville, maybe. I think that's where it was at. Yeah. My dogs want to go around. We've been cooped up in the house, freaking raining for like 4 days. Hey, Sal. How's it going, bro? Haven't seen you in a while. You were the guy that like made your own, what was it? Tape dispensers, like unique. You had some really neat stuff. Hey, Summers, your first concert of Rush. Well, it's gonna that sucks in a way because any concert you go to after that, you're gonna be like, oh, that's kind of a letdown. Oh, that's kind of a letdown. Yeah, it'd have been fun to see Rush. Easy. All right, I gotta go. Tracy got me to stay on another freaking half an hour. If I didn't have to pee, I probably would. Got the old man bladder. But thanks for joining and listen to me rant about nothing and talk music and a little bit of baseball. Make sure you watch Tommy and Tracy live tonight. They usually come on about 9 here, Central, I think. And we can wait. Shut up, Tracy. I have facts, Paul. I'm still thinking about the Slutty Maid outfit. But make sure you go watch them tonight. I don't think they didn't say they had any guests, but it's always fun to watch. They got a good rapport with each other. And then Westside Gary, if you want to watch an auction, I usually put them on mute and watch and then listen to Tommy and Tracy. But like we were saying earlier in the chat, I found a new YouTube guy I love, My Boring Reseller Life. He's out of St. Louis, and I found them on Tommy and Tracy's channel. It's just cool to find people that are kind of selling some of the same stuff you are. I know that's why a lot of people don't watch me, because people aren't going to sell sports cards. And that's fine. I just like, honestly, I do my channel. This is how I actually think about it. I do my channel on, it's like I'm talking to myself when I first started reselling. It's like me talking to me, what I didn't know crap about what I'm doing now. And I wanted to know, I want to know about sports cards. I want to know about what would work. I wish someone would have told me back when I first started not to do auctions. I lost a lot of money doing auctions on things that I didn't need to do on. Selling. I had a Trevor Lawrence. I sold 2 sports cards, football cards a day. They're going to GSP to Canada. I didn't know how to sell overseas. There's a lot of stuff. So I'm basically just talking to myself on what I would have wanted to know when I didn't know that stuff when I first started. I've still got 6 VCR DVD combos over there that I've never messed with because I was just picking up stuff that people on YouTube were telling me, not thinking about I had to test it, ship it, and all that crap. And so, that's why I don't know. I know that now everybody's into sports cards. That's why I sell media and I sell other things too, but which I need, the reason I need to do, and I'm going to start doing this is what's selling in my antique store and my flea market booth, because people probably find that more interesting. Because I saw a lot of variety there. My eBay stuff is pretty unique. I mean, it's pretty specific because it's easiest to list and easiest to store. But the stuff in my booth, it's a lot of antiques, plush, like just random stuff. And it's really surprising what does sell. But yeah, I need to do a few videos on that. And no guest tonight. Cool. Seals and Croft, huh? James is crazy. Yeah, he's funny. He had he had a Furby hat on. That was hilarious. They don't trust you. I know, and I think that's another reason why I liked it, because I'm like, he's selling stuff for $5. Because I have a bunch of cassettes. I lot them up usually and try to get $10 out of them. But after doing eBay for a while, I don't mind selling $5 to $10 items. Although when you figure in the time to clean it, list it, test it, and all that stuff, you're not making much money. But if it sells through, it can help your store and what not to buy next time, kind of deal. Well, hey, Danny May, I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you. Listing a stupid $20 dress right now. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand people want to have a good, was it ASR, average sale price, ASP. But you got guys like, I don't know if anybody follows Daily Refinement. which a lot of people don't like his stuff, but it really depends on what you're selling. But he sells like 150 items a day, and they're $20. He's usually, it averages out to like $20 an item. So, I remember I studied it one time, and like I think it was 90%. What was it? Well, I don't want to say the stat, but most things were $20 and lower that sell on eBay. Most things. So if you don't have the stuff that's $20 or lower, then it's going to be harder to get your sell-through rate real quick, unless you have the perfect items and you're undercutting everybody. But I obviously don't know a lot about eBay. I just know enough. I'll get better and better at over time. Method Man and Red Man. That's cool. Yeah, I graduated in 95. I was in a fraternity, which the only reason I joined the fraternity is because all my friends did, and all my friends were gone. I'm like, I have to join the fraternity to fucking hang out with my friends. That sucks. I didn't, and I still don't like the SOBs. Anyway, I still like all my friends that were in it. But there was an All for One concert we had to go to, and I went to a Garth Brooks concert. We worked. Shh, stop, you guys. But we had to do security for these shows, and I got to watch Garth Brooks for security, and I got front row seats in the top level of Kemper Arena, and I was the guy that's supposed to tell people to stop smoking cigarettes and stop smoking pot. And of course, me at the time, I didn't smoke pot, but I smoked cigarettes. I'm like, I don't care. You can see him lighting up. I'm like, I'm not going to stop you. And it was a lot of fun. Garth Brooks, man. I don't know even if you don't like his music, that guy is a fun concert. He is all over the place. He's got so much energy. He was swinging out on a rope ladder. Like he jumped off the stage, grabbed it like Superman, flew out, and then came back around and jumped off them. And he was still singing the whole time with his microphone. I'm like, holy crap. And I got to see that for free from being at the fraternity. But then when I found Dave Matthews, it was all over. That's all I wanted to watch. I saw Tool live. I've seen a few things, but it's good to see you for a second. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. He was wearing his Chiefs gear because we're in Kansas City, but he's from Oklahoma, so he probably already was a Chiefs fan. When Tool came out in Kansas City, he was just wearing whitey tighties. Oh, nice. I'm sure he still is pretty fun. He's always athletic. He played baseball. He tried out for some team. Yeah, I like Garth Brooks. I mean, his music, I don't know. I'm not a huge country fan. It's just too dang slow for me. But it's okay. It's all lyrically driven and some good lyrics. Unanswered Prayers, that's a great one. Lyrics. Thunder Rolls, I like that song. About cheating on your wife and getting caught. It's a good song. I used to know a few Garth Brooks songs, but it's been so long since I played them, I wouldn't remember how to play them now. All right, I got to go. I'm going to pee my pants here. But thanks for joining. Make sure you watch Tommy and Tracy and Westside Gary tonight. Always great shows. And grind on, friends.